It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It is a Friday fun day, and that means we are at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park, Hallandale Beach. Don't forget the city. If you're on Let's Eat South Florida, you will not get a post approved if you don't put the city. So Hallandale Beach is where we are. Jeff Defo DeForest, look what we got in front of us today, just for you, because you missed yesterday's seafood stone crab extravaganza at Delaware. Chicken and seafood. Look what they got here right at 10 Palms.
Stone crabs, wow. I mean, at the racetrack, that's fantastic. I have to say, I mean, the transformation of Gulfstream Park, it still amazes me when I walk in here. And we're accustomed to it now. And they've done so many different things here. And a lot of people, racetrackers are probably the most consistent in being creatures of the past. And you heard this forever. Oh, geez, they tore down the old structure. But,
yeah,
man, the advances they have made here are just unbelievable. And it certainly has come into the modern age. And here we are. I mean, just fine dining, Mayo style, in 10 Palms. And I was thinking, as I was walking through the kitchen, I did the old Henry Hill thing. I know
nice.
You guys probably do the same thing.
I do it every week.
Yeah, and the overwhelm. I mean, what Joe Beja oversees here is absolutely incredible. I know. I mean, we love the guy, but it can't be easy to oversee the entire operation with the many different aspects of food and the service and the concessions that they have here. A wonderful job that they've done advancing the culinary experience.
It's unbelievable. We've been here almost 100 weeks now. I think we're up to week number 96.
Don't mention that to Dave Joseph. This was a 3-week deal in the beginning, as I recall, and it was contingent on you bringing 100 people here every day.
It's working. And no, we've pumped up the handle single-handedly or double-handedly between me and you. So every Friday they like that. No, Joe B is away this week. Actually, he's doing an R&D, I think, mission in Napa Valley. So I don't know if he's tuned in, but we say
Do you
hi
spend
to Joe.
time there? You must have been there.
Oh, yeah,
times.
many times. Yeah. But I'm not sure if we're going to be joined by Chef Jason later in the show, and he's really done a remarkable job in the few months that he's been here, also raising the bar ever higher, tweaking things. And, remember, as even Joe said last week, it's we started off down on the track apron, and he would bring us like rice bowls from the little
those were great, though.
And they were good.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
everything
nice.
is good here,
yeah.
But the way that he has now made things so much like just refined, like the finest restaurants, and seasonal, where stone crab season starts this week, and lo and behold, I'm very proud of you, Lubie. You've learned very well. You said, I want to be a schnorrer, but they have stone crabs. Do you think we should get them? And I said,
Believe me, Lubie was well advanced in schnorring long before he met you, Mike Mayo, because we worked together forever. And I will never forget, we were at a Super Bowl Radio Row, and we were looking for like a cup of coffee.
Yep.
And the next thing I know, and we were on East Coast time, and we were on some West Coast location.
Yeah, I think it was San Francisco.
And Lubie grabs the cart from the CBS booth and brings the whole breakfast cart over to our location. And he was being chased down by security, and he didn't care. It was fantastic.
Move. I like that.
Well, Defo didn't do shows without coffee, and there was no way. And we had like 12 to 15 interviews, like back to back to back to back. So I was like, the least I could do is find this man coffee.
We were on short sleeve. We had just gotten there the day before.
Like
we didn't know if the technical equipment was going to work.
I was like, oh, Danish.
Hey, you grab whatever's there back in the old sports writing days.
This was while he was begging me later in the day to go to Del Taco
while
we were in Dallas. Yeah,
my taster.
Meanwhile, look at the array we have in front of us. Again, National Seafood Month continues. Sarnie, put this on your list and smoke it. We've got branzino, the fish of the day, over a beautiful, looks like a beurre blanc sauce.
I noticed you went right for a
Rob.
meatball, though. You're kind of sick of this whole
Well, what happened is I'm on a stone crab jag. Yesterday, obviously, we did the show. Great time with Gene, and it was a triple header. We saw Gene, we saw Jose, and we saw Doug.
We see
Carter.
Doug more now than we ever did.
Yeah, Doug is, it's funny. He's kind of retired. He sold the store, and Jose is now the owner operator after being a longtime manager.
There is no out when you're in that.
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
Yeah.
He just loves coming in, Doug, and 86 years young, and he
Wow.
came on the show with us yesterday. We got feeded with stone crabs. The over-under, by the way, for me yesterday, I think you put it at 5, right? Or
No, you made the numbers up.
It was 4.
The only number I was relating to yesterday was I could not believe that the Saints were only 2.5-point underdogs to the Denver Broncos. When they
Yeah,
had
and look
no
what
players in the starting
How does a
lineup.
team look so dominant in the first 2 weeks
A lot
of
of
the
injuries,
year?
though. A lot of injuries.
I know, but
Yeah.
still, that's
And,
to lose 5 in a row like
Ask
that.
your buddy Joey Quisal, our mutual friend. Dennis Allen would be the first thing that came to
Well,
mind.
he
he's
hates
probably
Dennis
done.
Allen. He hates Brian Cashman, and he hates Aaron Boone, and he got to hate on all 3 of them last night in a big way. But what a meltdown for New York teams.
Oh, yeah, that was an exciting game.
That
though.
Yankee game,
You
oof.
have to credit Cleveland there as much as you want to dismiss New York. But I mean, the guy with a 2-out home run, this rookie hits blast one. It was 5-3, and then they win the game in the 10th.
Were they
with a
down
home
to
run.
their last strike? Was it
Yeah.
2 outs and
2
2
outs, 2
strikes?
strikes.
Oh, geez,
Nobody
it was 2
on,
strikes.
down
Jeez.
5-3.
And
I
the
went
guy
on.
I never heard of hits a home run.
I tried to go onto the Hard Rock app at that point, but for some reason my phone disengaged it, so I couldn't see at that point. I always love seeing because it would be plus 9,900 on the Yankees at that point when they're 1 strike away from taking a 3-0 series lead. Where you have to bet $9,900 to win $100 on the Yankees. I imagine at that point it was probably like 20 plus 2,400 on Cleveland.
It
Where
looked
if you bet
hopeless for Cleveland.
if you bet 100, you get 2,500 back, and somehow they pulled it off.
You know what's funny? I think I would be good at in-game betting, but I'm glad I don't have the app.
No.
'Cause,
Yeah, you'd lose a lot of 5s and 10s. That's
No,
what happens to me.
When Judge came to the plate there, and after they had walked Soto, I thought, you know what, this guy's probably going to hit a tying home run,
Yeah,
and he did. And then I thought, geez,
and that pitch, what a
Stan's about
fat
due.
meatball that was.
That was Monterano style. Yeah, I mean, a giant meatball. I mean, it was worth $300 at that
It
point.
was much bigger than this meatball, which I'm gonna.
But you know
cut
what?
in half.
Size of a meatball is not as
Yeah, that's
significant
not-
as taste of a
Taste
meatball.
and
Yep.
flavor.
You know this from being a food critic
Mhm.
for many years.
And this is a very tasty meatball.
I can't
jammed
believe,
in my
though,
mouth.
after Lubie schnorred the stone crabs, that nobody's eating them yet. What
Well,
I mean, what are
we're
we
being
waiting for you?
respectful, I
What is
guess.
the
No,
deal?
I wanted to be courteous
The
because
godfather of the show.
because you missed yesterday's
Yeah,
show.
that's true.
I
You
want
didn't
you
get
to
to have
take.
stone crabs.
I want you to take the
You didn't
first
get to have
stone
stone
crab,
crabs. Yeah,
and I'll give a recap.
Okay.
I had 3 stone crabs at Delaware.
he did.
That was promotional consideration while we do
But he
the
left
show.
me the other 5, which I appreciate.
And you might be shocked about this, Defo.
You left some for Lubie for his birthday. Was that your birthday gift? 3 stone
Yeah,
crabs.
honestly,
Yeah,
that was.
and he got to take it home to Shirley and whoever else is in
Now,
the
is
my
Lubit's
this
parents.
house.
they have
That's
the
the
mustard
mustard
That's the
sauce.
mustard
That is the
there.
mustard.
That's the
Okay.
mustard
All right.
sauce.
I gotta
You
take
can
a
put a
bite.
little. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Go
That's
to
a
town.
very
Now, do you ever like them warm?
Wait,
'Cause
wait.
I remember the first time I had them, I was at Jones Stone Crabs,
Yeah, here we
Joe
go.
Stone Crabs,
Take a little
and
there.
they were served warm.
Yeah, some people
And
warm them up in
I
butter.
like them that way. And then, naturally,
I like
had
just
them cold
having.
many times.
I like having hot butter on the side, a little
Yeah.
hot clarified butter, and I dunk it. I don't saute it because I
Oh,
think
wow.
it changes the
That's
texture of the meat. It looks particularly fresh and beautiful.
Yeah, they're nice.
you
Very
see?
nice.
He,
Very nice.
he had a reaction like I did yesterday.
Very nice, yeah.
And again, so I took the 3 stone crabs while we were doing the show. I ate that. But then afterwards, I
Wait,
went
you
right.
said you had 2. Now it's up to 3.
No, it was
No,
3.
he had
It was
3.
3.
okay.
He had 3.
Including the knuckles. Some people
But those
leave the
were
knuckles behind.
really, really
They were
super.
nice
Oh, they were
size.
large. They were large. They
And
were
they
good.
were really. I had one
And-
of the knuckles. It was really good.
And fresh too. But I went right to the counter after the show concluded, and I said, "Give me
You
2
bought
pounds."
some?
He did buy some.
I bought $100 worth of large.
He did.
Well,
he
that's because
did.
you sold your house.
I got 8 crabs.
You're rolling now, man. And you won
$102.
money, and you did all
And-
kinds of things.
And me and Val, I basically had a wonderful. I'm on a stone crab jag because I had another 4 large for dinner, 3 for lunch, so that's up to 7. I'll probably have
another
one more
now,
now. Yeah. And we also had a nice bottle of champagne, and then we watched basically the worst night in the history of New York sports in a long time. I mean, the Mets
Mets
are never
getting
in it.
crushed.
That's three crushing losses, and they're
My
down
friend Dylan,
3-1.
though, he's inching
He's
closer.
doing well. You're
He,
good.
To
can-
that
he
90
needs the
grand.
Dodgers, right, to win
He
it
needs
all.
the Dodgers to win it all.
They're
and
looking
then
good.
if he gets that, then he's in a position to win $500,000 on a $50
Jeez.
bet. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine. And boy, that lineup looks stacked. So at this point, I would
Ohtani's
say
on
things,
fire. Yeah.
things are looking favorable
Yeah,
because the
Betts hit one
Yankees,
yesterday.
the Yankees, they could have had a 3-0 lead. This is the kind of thing that now they're saying, what if? Because they haven't looked good. They've base running blunders.
Terrible base running team.
The pitching.
You know who I really
pitching.
admire, though, and what a utility guy. And, of course, the Marlins gave him up for nothing.
Oh, Miggy.
John Birdie coming in
Birdie.
playing first base. He hasn't really been hitting or producing there. But just the way he goes about it, one of those players that you really admire, and you'd want to have him on your roster. And, of course, even though he was not really a high-priced player, the Marlins would immediately be inclined to let him go.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching it. There's an ex-Marlin factor.
Ex-Marlins in these two series. What's his name? Jazz, right? Chisholm.
Chisholm's with the Yankees.
He's made base running blunders, though. I don't know what he's
Jazz
smoking.
has always been a confusing player because everybody thought he was going to be great. Lubie and I were actually instilled with all kinds of Jazz Chisholm enthusiasm from Mike Hill, the former
directly.
general manager.
Yep.
And he would come on a show, and naturally we were in that nod and smile mode. We were the flagship station. So the guy says, "Yeah, we're really going to be good. We know they're going to suck." And hey, yeah, Mike, that's great. You got Jazz Chisholm and Sixto Sanchez. Both of whom really did not fulfill their expectations as Marlins. But I mean, he was doing good. The Yankee fans love Jazz Chisholm, but he always is prone and inclined to making mistakes.
What was the origins of his name? Were his parents musicians, or were they fans?
I used to know this, but I'm 73 now, so I can't remember what I was told. But there might have been something to that.
Yeah. You should be in the presidential race at this point.
You know what? I'd be younger than the guys that are involved, except now they have Kamala out there. But I don't know. Did you watch Trump last night? Your favorite?
Well, it's the Alfred Smith.
He actually was sort of funny. I have to give him credit for that.
But he was also mean. I was reading about it and I saw some video. This is an annual tradition, but during the presidential years, it's called the Alfred Smith. Like it's a foundation charity that benefits like a Catholic archdiocese in New York City, and all the New York power brokers, politicians, media types, whatnot, they come out to this thing every year, and it's kind of a good-natured roast. It's supposed to be, a little bit of gentle roasting.
Oh, and anyway, he said I'm supposed to tell some jokes, but now I got to just go out there and be an asshole.
Again,
But well, first of all, Kamala did
Is that wrong to dip that in there?
No,
and
you
then
can, as long as you don't
do whatever you want.
I feel guilty.
But I put a little on your plate.
I'm pulling a Mayo here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Literally,
right.
what looks like
on
Mayo.
Your plate,
No, it's good. I got plenty.
Okay, that's it. But Kamala did not attend in person. She was campaigning in Wisconsin and sent a video.
You think it would have been a good idea for her to go?
It's been fine, but she's campaigning.
Well, even Jim Gaffigan, who is the master of ceremonies and who is kind of not known
One
as
guy
being
was really funny.
He's not political.
Jim Gaffigan is not a political comic, but he was kind of ripping Kamala a little, saying, "Hey, there's 22% Catholics in this country, including a lot of them in the swing states. Maybe she should have showed up here." Because people were saying it's disrespectful not to show up. All I know is that I don't think that's going to determine the election.
No, probably not. But that being said, I was talking about this with Lubie earlier this morning. This scared the living daylights out of me. You know our position on this, and if you're voting for the other guy, that's fine. But the odds makers and the action has Trump. They're sending in the money on Trump. He's actually the favorite from an odds standpoint.
Well, and I was
never mind the polls.
I was sending Lubie some information about this in overnight because, again, we don't care who you vote for. We want everybody to vote. We want everybody
to vote. Express your opinion.
And it starts Monday, early voting, and I can't wait. I want to get it out of the way and never have to think about it until the votes are started.
Now, this is going to the polls and just
I'll be there.
Are all polls open for that?
Yes.
No. What happens is they have certain designated early voting sites throughout Broward County and also in Miami-Dade and Palm Beach. But the good part of it is they have them all over, usually at different city halls. There's one right across the street here in Hallandale City Hall. Then there's up at the Fort Lauderdale Main Library.
These are great.
Any voter can vote at any early voting site. It doesn't matter what your assigned precinct is. They have, thanks to the marvels of computer technology, they will find your appropriate ballot for whatever city you live in, and then you could just vote that ballot and be done with it. And you scan it in just like on Election Day. It goes into the lockbox, and then it gets tabulated, stored, and then the results are finally counted and publicized on election night after all the polls close.
I did steal a little port.
I did like that. Now, getting back to these markets, the betting markets are being manipulated. It's like, okay, what happens if you come to a track and a bridge jumper bets $50,000 on a certain horse to show?
Pete Rose used to do that. The horse would be 1-9. Yeah,
you'd be 1-9.
Yeah,
and it would only pay $2.10 to come in to show if you bet him to show. Well, what betting markets are basically influenced by big bets. And it's interesting because both the Wall Street Journal and some of the British tabloids have picked on the betting markets overseas in Europe that allow betting on the U.S. election, that in the last 4 days alone, big bettors have put $25 million on Trump,
Wow.
which has moved the odds from,
All right.
you quoted 56 cents this morning on
No,
your
it
morning
was like
show.
56%.
Now it's
yeah.
64%,
Oh, it's higher?
64 cents. Okay.
I tell you, who made
And
a big
that's-
score. You remember this handicapper, Wayne Allen Root?
Yep.
He backed Trump in 2016. He kept sending it in, made millions betting Trump, who was a long shot.
But I
back
think
then.
there's something else at play here, which some of the political analysts are noting, is that, let's say an Elon Musk, who's been heavily wanting Trump
he's
to
sending it
win,
in, no doubt.
he wants to influence these odds because then it controls the narrative. Instead
Yes.
of looking at the polls, which show a dead heat,
Yes.
now some of the supporters of Trump are saying, oh, look, the smart money
Everybody's,
is on Trump.
sending it
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
And they're
and you
trying
can
to
skew all
either
of that.
discourage voters who might be inclined to vote for Harris or to galvanize Trump voters who might be also demoralized by some of the actions and things that have gone on. And it all of a sudden now narratives are taking hold. That's not even based on voters voting,
No.
but on big bettors
It
trying
does
to move
influence
markets.
people, though, I think. Now, even more important, though, and I always enjoyed your political columns when you were a city writer.
Yeah, city side. for
I thought you did a
14
great
years.
job there, Mike
Thank
Mayo.
you.
I really did.
Thank you.
So what's happening with this Rick Scott thing? Because if there's anybody, I mean,
He's
look,
winning. There's no shot of
he's
taking
going
him
to
down.
win. There's
Yeah.
no shot.
She's
Now, it would-
leading now.
Lubie's optimistic.
He ain't winning.
Lubie looks at polls that are just so
No, it's the
skewed. He
truth.
views it
Cruz
with-
and Scott are in major trouble. Like Murkasa Powell is now leading the polls that people supposedly only care
I
about
don't
when it's
believe polls.
president.
Here's-
I don't either, but
here-
supposedly the polls are everything,
Here's what I want
except
to
for when
happen.
you don't like them.
Look.
I don't believe in them ever, but I'm just saying.
We'll see. I don't know what the chat line is doing. If people are like up in arms, that
No,
we're
it's
talking-
okay. I
yeah.
mean, you know what? This
No,
is a
this is it.
lunchbox.
We're
having
coming
lunch,
into it. This is
and we're talking about stuff.
where this
Yeah.
is, and this is what people are talking about around their lunch tables.
How could you
and
not? It's
dinner
2 weeks
tables.
away. Or whatever.
It's
Yeah.
2.5 weeks away. It's unbelievable, and the tension is such that I wish that recreational marijuana was legal already in Florida, but maybe I could get a temporary medical card. Or
My favorite Ando is when the lady's in the elevator and she's going like this, as
Oh,
if some
the
guy
weed.
was smoking a joint in there, and I'm
It's
thinking,
not legal.
I would welcome that, please.
but that's not how it works
No.
no,
at all. You
And-
still can't just smoke
again, I went
in your
off on a
car
harangue.
driving.
Although remember when we were in San Francisco
no, it
for the
smells.
Super Bowl and the cops were smoking weed?
it
That was great.
happens, but it's
We're asking these guys for directions because we couldn't find where we were going, and they're like passing a joint
Hi,
back
yeah,
and forth, and
exactly.
there were the cops.
This is
That
a
was
good
fantastic.
stone crab, by the way.
Amendment 3 does
Really,
not
a
allow for
great
that.
job. I look, Delaware Chicken Farm and
Yeah.
Seafood Market, a great place to go. But stone crabs are stone crabs, and if they're fresh,
Yeah,
dynamite
great.
job. here
Yeah,
at 10
nice
pounds.
job here. By the way, we were talking about what a great job that Chef Jason and Joe Beja do here. Big weekend on
I'm
tap.
super stoked for tomorrow.
We've got tomorrow. They're holding their Oktoberfest Taste of the Track upstairs on the 3rd floor. That's starting at
What's happening
noon.
here?
Yeah, no, noon to 4. VIP tickets, I think, still remain. Go online to gulfstreampark.com, and you should see a box. You click on it, and 12 to 1 VIP hour, 1 to 4 is the rest of the day. All kinds of great German food and beer and other cocktails.
Yep.
I'm going to be there. Luby's
I'll
going to be
definitely
there.
I'm
What's
super
your
Uh,
favorite German dish, Mike?
I'm a schnitzel guy. I do love a good schnitzel.
Schnitzel was a reference to a certain part of the anatomy that my mother used to use.
See, I
She-
never
she
heard
was
that
from
one.
the free city of Danzig, which was like Poland or German, depending on at the time. It was like just in between.
Yeah, a lot of places.
That was
right
considered Germany, and my mother always considered herself German. And then she would refer to, as I said, a certain part of the male anatomy as your schnitzel.
Okay.
So
I would
that's
call
every
that my
time you say
worst.
schnitzel, I start
Your
thinking,
worst.
let me see. Do I still have
Sometimes
one?
I call
I
it-
don't even know.
I would call that my Vienna bratwurst or something like
Yeah,
that. But that's going to be tomorrow. There's going to be all kinds of great stuff. But you're looking along here. They're going to have some big function in here at 10 Palms tomorrow.
Your
a big
favorite
group.
salmon sliders.
Oh, excuse me. It looks like it's going to be a like Mexican themed day because I see quesadillas, actually sliders and salmon.
Beef sliders.
Yeah. Sometimes they have these big groups.
Would
in
you
here.
have a salmon
on a
slider, or
Saturday.
would you think, hey, let me
I'd
go for
try
the
it.
beef?
I'd rather have a beef slider.
I think
I've
so.
had enough fish sandwiches this week, although it's the chicken.
You know what's
Mac that
amazing
really-
on Let's Eat South Florida? The reaction to that fast food show.
Oh, yeah,
Which,
people love
people
that.
like
and
that
Lubie
stuff.
was very defensive and coming to your aid there, saying, "Hey, no, this is important." Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
important.
people think about if you're talking about food in general?
There are real food snobs out there.
But why doesn't fast food? People eat it. I mean, obviously, these businesses have been together for a long, long time. McDonald's has existed for forever. One of the leading franchise places in the country.
Now, I'm a contradictory person because I do love to extol the virtues of independence.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
And high-end
We
food
love them.
But it's
and
good then you're
quality
have
food.
their
But I'm
variety.
also a
Yeah.
realist. And so when I was critic at the Sun Sentinel, I would also sometimes go out and do a mini review of a new fast food item. And I think it's all part of the food, the spectrum.
These places wouldn't exist if they weren't part of the food.
Yeah,
and
100%.
there's interest in it.
And
Clearly.
we've all eaten at them at some point in our life. whether
Some
we
of
eat
these
them now or
foodies
not.
who turn their noses up, I say screw you because
People
it's
were
like,
saying, "Oh, you did to a few times."
yeah.
Well,
well,
one
you got
dude,
particularly persnickety as
one guy, it was like
persnickety is the
yeah.
word.
it was like a younger dude, and I was in.
Insufferable.
I was like, I guess I'm new-ish to Let's Eat. I mean, it was already at 30-something thousand when we partnered up with you, and I started paying attention to the page. So obviously, had been around for a while at that point, but I watched it blossom, and I keep an eye on it.
I knew Mayo only was nothing. He had
I
like
know.
3,000 guys. He was begging for more.
It's all right.
people.
It got
But
good
what I'm
numbers.
saying is, that, like, I'm not even worried
There
about
was
that.
interest
I
in
just
it.
I've never seen it. I've never seen people be like, it's only for this level of food, or I've
It's
never
like I
seen
said,
that.
you
Like,
can't
Let's
do
see,
that.
Let's see
It's
South
weird.
Florida, 172,000 members strong now.
Another
Is for
$2,000?
every all tastes, all pocket
Yeah.
cooks. If you want, the highest of the high end, you can post about it. If you want the lowest of the low end, and
You
let me tell
have.
you,
You've
that
done
chicken Big
Skyline.
Mac was the
Really that
lowest
bad?
of the low.
I-
no, it was rough.
2 bites and in the garbage.
That was rough.
Wow.
It was
That was
trash.
For
really
you to
bad.
throw something away too.
No,
is
it was.
exceptional.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed the
It was
fish
rough.
sandwiches that we had, but that was rough.
That was
But
rough.
again, it's free to just keep scrolling by. If you see a post that annoys you, you don't have to comment on it. You don't even have to read it. Just move on.
That got a
But-
severe, extreme reaction.
Well, before we move on,
let's-
I
okay,
know
go
you have other
ahead.
things.
Yep.
We never got to the bad part of Batch. We may move on because Don Jaffe finally went there for his
I
first
see,
time.
and you got ESP. I'm looking right on
No,
the
I'm
screen
reading
now
the
where
chat.
he
The chat's
he
there.
basically chimed in, and this will be a good time to take
Here's to you guys.
going
By the way,
into our
happy birthday,
first
Lubie.
break, and I'm going to do
Okay.
my usual pitch for Batch. The weekend's coming up. Weekend brunch. You can't beat some of the
brunch is great.
food and the drinks and the bottomless brunches they have there at Batch, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Free parking on the side street. And they also have now reconfigured their Delray Beach location. Is also a full-on Batch scratch kitchen. That's at the Delray Marketplace west of the Turnpike. We love Batch. One guy who posted on Let's Eat yesterday did not love Batch. He had what's called, they say, a negative experience. But Kevin handled it like a pro. He kind of,
As he always does.
as
Yeah,
he
he's
always
great.
does.
Always.
The man has so much patience of a saint. And
Brandon, the same
like
thing.
I
It's
texted
great.
him yesterday
Yeah.
because I chimed in because I was there at the same time that's this gentleman, and some of his
It looks
viewpoints.
weird sometimes.
So-
I have to say this. I mean, because you're Mike Mayo and you're running the whole show,
Right.
But sometimes you'll see a guy says something negative about a place, and you immediately come to their defense. But in this case,
He was there.
I was there.
It was more than justified.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we are all entitled to our own opinions. We're not entitled to
100%.
our own facts, much as the current political climate tries to change that.
Yeah.
The guy said, I went in there and it was only one bartender. And he was talking about how it was close to the end of happy hour. I walked in there at 6:50, 10 minutes before the end of happy hour. My eyes saw 2 bartenders. So did Val's. And then I checked with Kevin yesterday. I said, was I hallucinating? He goes, no, there were 2 bartenders. Kevin also took the high road because
As
all
he
right, I don't
always
want to
does.
make any
Always
allegations,
does.
but let's
No.
just say this guy,
The guy sort of was a jerk.
he kind of did things that, I'm not going to throw him on the. All I'm going to say is Batch is a place that's on my list of recommended.
Yeah.
Now, Don
Oh,
Jaffe.
it's great. I
Don-
mean, there's no question.
So Don Jaffe, he chimed in toward the end of this string on this post yesterday, and he said, and he's a guy who tells it like it is.
Well, he
he's out there
commented
right
here.
now.
He commented here
Well, he
talking
commented.
about
All
the
right, let me
Batch
read what he
experience.
put on the. Let's see.
He's sometimes very adversarial.
No, he's
to the
very
mailman.
honest.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Very
He's
honest.
honest.
I
He
appreciate it.
said we
Like
just
when you
went.
cheated him in that contest, he was immediately all over you.
His wife won, and he can come here for the.
No, you awarded
The
it.
brunch
It's fine.
bash, which we'll talk about later. All right. He says, we just went to the Delray location for dinner tonight. I assume that meant
There he
last
is.
night. 4 meals ordered. All were great. Kevin took great care of us, sat outside as it finally cooled down. We'll definitely be back. And I said, thanks for giving them a shot. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. And he says, got the Mayo treatment from Kevin, free glasses, drink coupons, and some awesome biscuit. Pays to be an LASF member. Cashed in some LESF rewards points, which is facetious, but no. And Kevin does that not just for people who are with anybody. He tries to give, I guess, just kill people with kindness, slaughter them with over the top hospitality. So if you're a newbie and your first time in there and he recognizes that and you start chatting him up, he'll throw in a set of those biscuits.
You know what's funny? It's one of the few places where you go in and you mention Mike Mayo.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're treated like royalty as opposed to, oh, yeah, what do you want for free? No, Kevin's great. I really admire him. I mean, one of the things about the show that's been great over the 3 years or so we've been doing it is the incredible people that you meet. And you know, I love when people are dedicated to what they do, whether it's broadcasting, whether it's culinary stuff, whatever business you happen to be in. You love to see people that love what they do and really are into it from all aspects.
And these guys do.
Those guys couldn't be any more.
And that's why they're Lunchbox approved, and we thank them for being Lunchbox
But the
sponsors.
food's great. I mean,
again, even when
really
Val and I were there for the Whiskey Wednesday, and we had some burnt brisket ends, you know, that's what they call the dish, and they were fantastic in that root beer barbecue sauce. All right, let's take our first break. We got Chef Jason waiting in the wings to talk about the Oktoberfest and all the other.
Look at this guy, man. He's in shape. He's ready to go. He doesn't matter this overwhelming amount of food he's got to put out.
All right, let's take that first break, and we'll be right back with Chef Jason at 10 Palms at Gulfstream after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them. We are back on the Lunchbox, and we're just chatting away with Chef Jason Gluss here.
Hello, everybody.
The new director of culinary for Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. Busy weekend. We were just discussing. We got the Oktoberfest upstairs on the third floor tomorrow. And then you also got, you were telling me, you got a whole crew. It's like a high school function or
we
whatever.
got a little party tomorrow, about 900 people down here. So we'll turn the restaurant over and do that. Oktoberfest upstairs, a few other parties. So good day to be in the business.
And we're having a Seafood Friday with the beautiful branzino. I just had a bite of that. It's beautiful sauce with that. And over
lemon caper.
Yeah. And then with the broccoli rabe. Great. I mean, that's just it's a delicious dish you would find in any five-star restaurant.
Winter vegetables, bring them in, you know, and let the guests try something they might not have tried before.
And then you are staying current and seasonal with stone crabs because stone crab season started this week.
Yeah,
We've been celebrating it, and anytime I could get my hands on one, I'm very appreciative. But they taste great.
Yeah, nice and sweet.
Yeah, and again, that's going to be available. What kind of as a
we're gonna depending on the weather and availability. The season ends on May 2nd, so we hope to run it through season. But
great!
Knock on wood if we don't get
meet.
the hurricane like we did a few years ago, where it knocked them out all year
for a couple of weeks. But no, now that it seems like even with the storms of the past month, that the traps are being pulled up and there are stone crabs being distributed, and it's just a nice option for horse players that spend a day here at 10 Palms, right? Yeah, it's give the people what they want, and this time of year,
they want stone
crabs.
want
stone crabs. And reasonably priced too. We were just talking about it.
Actually solid price.
It seems like just like we were talking with our friends Dave and Brad over at Even Keel La Solis, they put stone crabs on the menu and they don't make much profit on it. They just want to have it available because it's one of those seasonal bounty things, and they make their money other places. But this is just to have all the full offerings. So thank you for being amenable to that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Oktoberfest. And
super stoked.
I guess. I don't know, what is it called? The purists would say, well, Oktoberfest actually ended. Like it's in Munich
it's September
in
and
September.
it ends the beginning of October.
But for me, it says October. The calendar says October. So I think
so. We're on time.
Yeah. So what's going on? And I guess you still have plenty of tickets available, even for the VIP.
Yeah, we have a lot of VIP, plenty of tickets available. But like always, we're gonna have a great offering. A lot of worst, right? We got our
best first,
our bratwurst, our knockwurst, our Jagerwurst.
Yeah, you're doing ones I've never heard of.
So and you got currywurst too, right? Or is that?
And we're gonna do some currywurst. So we actually shipped in a lot of mustards and cheeses straight from Germany. To really keep it authentic. So we're gonna have about 4 or 5 different types of mustards and sausages, a little pork shanks, traditional cabbage.
I love the way you have all the different stations set up, and then you usually have one good hands-on display, and that's going to be
that'll be our sausage, our whole sausage buffet.
The first display, and
you got the worst display in town, right?
Tomorrow, it's the best place to be. Again, people, if you want to get some tickets, go online to Gulfstreampark.com.
Very easy.
It should pop up right on the main page. If not, /events, and then you'll be able to find the place to buy your tickets. I'll be there along with the lovely Val, and Lubie, you're going to be there. Shirley,
my wife will be there. A few friends.
I threatened Joe that I was going to show up wearing lederhosen.
Is that why he's not coming?
Yeah, I scared him all the way over to the West Coast. And you know what? I've been so busy this week, and I was asking, where do I find them? And then maybe a Halloween store.
Jesus.
But
you
then
looked into it.
I don't know.
Me and you, we might have to order them special.
I might just try to find one of those nice Teutonic hats. But no, it's going to be a fun time. Come on out. And besides beer, which you're going to have some from Three Sons Brewing, which is my local, and I love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And also some other specialty cocktails.
Wines,
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day.
It'll be a great time.
So, thanks for doing that. And I also got to say that we're going to be having our Lunchbox Brunch Bash a week from Sunday. We invite all contest winners. If you have not redeemed your prizes, and I think there's like a dozen of you, and some of you have kind of gone over the line. We want you to redeem those contest victories within 3 months of winning. So if you haven't done it yet, now's the time. You could come on out to Sunday, October 27th. Is we call it the Brunch Bash, and it's not just for contest winners. It's for anybody out there in the audience.
Yep.
Joe B, very reasonable man. He gives a special 20% discount if you come out that day. So that's $44 plus tax and gratuity for an all-day brunch buffet, a great table, air-conditioned inside here overlooking the races. And again, it's from, you can come in here at 11:30. We're going to be here, the Lunchbox crew, and I give a little speech. We give some handicapping tips. We maybe we do a little wagering and eat a lot of food, and you get a free mimosa.
Special things out on the buffet for you guys that day too.
And I'm looking forward to it. So I haven't gotten much response yet. I don't know if you people are all asleep or if you're just all wrapped up in the election, but you can break away from your politics for a couple of hours on that Sunday the 27th. Email me at mikemayoeats gmail.com. Just RSVP your name, the number of people in your party. You don't have to put down any deposits. Just show up that day.
That's great.
And then you'll pay the tab at the end of the day. And if you're a contest winner, let me know if you want to come out that day and if you want to bring any extra guests at the discounted rate.
Yep.
We'll have ourselves a fun time. I know the last time we did it was in the summertime, and I think we had close to 50 people.
That was a blast. It's really it's a lot of fun. They do a great job. They don't rush you. There's no time limits. A lot of buffets now are doing these time limits.
And it's
you can be here all day.
great
There's
day of
racing all
live
day.
racing.
It's a really fun atmosphere.
Simulcasting from Keeneland. It's going to be all kinds of fun stuff. So,
and there's different food groups. You get breakfast stuff. You have some lunch kind of stuff. You get some dinner kind of stuff. Literally, you can be here all day, and they're happy to have you here all day.
Oh yeah.
What can you share? Any of the special?
We're looking at it. Our action station where we do the pasta and omelet station. We're going to throw something, something special in there, and probably switch up the carving station. We'll have our prime rib, but bring in a couple specialty meats to throw out there for that day to carve up.
Meats.
So
yes, that's all good. All right. Well, again, that's Sunday the 27th. Come on out. Bring your friends. Bring your family. Bring your frenemies. I don't care. I'll give them some bad tips. But it's all part of the fun here at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. Again, they are open every day. There's live racing. At this time of year, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But before you know it, the championship meet.
Thanksgiving Day.
You're looking forward to that? Were you here for any part of the championship meet?
No. I started in May. So
all right. You're in for something.
Yep.
I tell you what, on a Saturday in January and February, when some of those big races are run for the 3-year-olds, Pegasus Day, it's insanity here. But it's a good vibe.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Very lively. Do you have anything like under your belt or chef's apron for the championship meet season? You just kind of keep going along and doing seasonal stuff. And
seasonal. Like you said, we open on Thanksgiving Day, so we're actually going to start a new menu here and
nice.
10 Palms as well. Tweak some of the items we have, but then go into
live
some
racing on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day will be our opening day, so we're going to do a buffet
with some turkey, I imagine.
We're going to do a Thanksgiving buffet. So it should be good. And then
there's one more option for you for people who are looking for Thanksgiving places besides our friends at Tropical Acres or one at home from Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Now you can come out and just gamble to your heart's content and spare yourself the cooking and the cleanup. That's great to know. Well, thanks, Chef Jason.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure having you stop by and keep up the great work. And I am looking forward to
tomorrow.
Lederhosen free. I will show up just in my normal attire.
This thing sounds ridiculous. You guys should definitely check it out. The taste at the track have always been good. Joe Beja took it to another level, and Chef Jason Glues has taken it to another level. The dude's literally firing whole pigs just to make sure that your experience is as good as any. You should definitely Gulfstreampark.com. They are a really great time.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I got all distracted. I was going back to my stone credit. All right, let's take our second break, and we'll come back with a contest. And before we take that break, I am going to just put in the good word about our friends at Casa D'Angelo. If you're looking for the finest in Italian cuisine, along with exceptional service, a wine list that always makes it into the Wine Spectator Awards year after year, because that collection that Angelo
18,000 bottles in there.
The one at the flagship in Fort Lauderdale. I love sitting.
That's real. Wow.
Last time I was there, I sat next to the wine wall and I was just drooling the whole meal, not just with the food, but all those beautiful Barolos,
They're like a cellar. It's
Amarones,
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Casa D'Angelo has 3 locations. All of them are exceptional. They have one just south of here in Aventura. They have the one in Boca Raton with Chef Ricky, who's Defo's friend. And then we have, of course, the flagship location, been around more than 25 years, 1201 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Again, if you're looking for a place for your special occasion, let's say a birthday, Lubie, or an anniversary, or just celebrate another day of living or the weekend, they have a great bar there in Fort Lauderdale where you could just hang out, even if you're solo. Casa D'Angelo, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
We are here at Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. They have a big day both here and in the Flamingo Room, where we will be enjoying our October festivities. Thank you to Chef Jason Glues. Joe, we miss you. Enjoy being on the left coast.
Yeah, have some nice Napa cab for me. I'm not jealous.
Doing fine. I think it's doing fine. And we'll be doing spectacular when we come back here at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox. We're back on the Lunchbox. It's Friday. It's Gulfstream. It's 10 Palms. There's horses. There's stone crab. There's meatballs. What more in life could you want at this point?
Not really anything.
Defo.
You're on a self-pronounced king of the world right now, and I would have to say, I mean, people should acknowledge that probably is true.
Life is good.
Yeah.
And life is also good. Yesterday, I did drop by the Southport 50th.
That
that
looked like
looks
a hell of a
fun.
party, yeah.
Oh, my
You ran
God.
into Harvey
really
Field?
fun.
I
Harvey
went
looks
there
good, too.
in the
Harvey
later
actually looks really good.
afternoon, like around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I ran into a couple of Sun Sentinel ones.
Chandel, I haven't
Harvey
seen him in forever.
Fialkov, Chandel Richardson, and it was starting to build because after the
Where was
workday was
Bonnie,
over.
man? She was no,
Bonnie's
she's
in
not.
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
She
She
was there.
wanted to
Otherwise,
be
she
there.
would have been there.
My buddy
100%.
Ed Gelati, who also me and him spent many, many nights drinking and eating oysters and wings and stuff in our early sports writing days. And he has a condo right down the block that he rents out now. He lives in also Nashville, Tennessee. And,
he came down.
No, he did not come down. I was trying to get him down here because he actually has one of those tiles on the wall, the ceiling that they, I guess.
That's a good food scene there, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. But Buddy was there, and he had his little martini glass because Buddy has stopped drinking beer, and now he's on to the the finer things in life. So he had his martini going, and he was just schmoozing, and it seemed like the entire town of Fort Lauderdale was out there. The whole
Let me ask you a
city.
question. Was that all free on the house?
No.
No.
It was a regular. Do you think Buddy can afford? Well,
What did you pay for entrance though? Like how did that
no.
work?
There's no. Here's how it worked. It was
Or
unbelievable.
was it by invitation only?
No,
What
it was
it?
it was a whole open celebration. And like I said, it seemed like the whole city was there. I saw so many familiar faces, and it seemed like I knew these people from like 30 years ago, and I didn't remember anybody's name. And then
Did
a lot
the
of people.
question ever come up?
What's that?
What happened to you?
Yeah, no, I was looking okay yesterday, and actually, a couple of Let's Eat members came up, my
Nice.
peeps, and they were like, "We love the group, we love what you do.
Nice.
Thanks very much." And
I love that Lubie knew exactly what
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
talking about.
that's.
Especially when he said,
Well, yeah, I put on a little weight.
No,
This is
no,
what
I
happens.
mean,
That's
that's
what
just-
always happens.
Believe me, I
I'll
get
take
it
it
all
right
the time.
off.
Yeah.
I'll take it right
I'll
off.
take it right off. There you go.
A little more,
Another
and a
reference,
little
yeah.
less eaten, as they say,
Yeah.
and I'll be right there. But it was a great day. There's a side parking lot, a side street parking lot that they closed off, and they assembled a full stage, and they had bands going all day. So that was like you could have 1,000 people out there.
But that was free,
Then-
right? Like you just
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
pay your
everything
food.
is free. And then they had the front parking lot blocked off, and they set up tents and chairs and tables with a simulcast of the concert from the other side, so
Oh,
you could
nice.
still hear the music.
Wow.
It was first class all the way. They had the regular restaurant open and cranking, so you could go get a seat at your
Nice.
usual table overlooking the canal or inside with the pared down menu. But then out front, they had a grill set up where you could get burgers, hot dogs, and some chicken, and
Well,
also
what did you
some grilled
indulge in?
oysters.
Scratch?
They also had a couple of temporary bars where you could get. They had souvenir cups with beer for like $6 for an import.
Wow.
For a 32 ounces of beer.
Jeez.
So that was generous. I just
That's
had one of
insane.
those big beers with a Southport 50 and shucking fabulous. That was their
I love
slogan.
I have to
Yeah.
say,
And-
you look kind of lit in those pictures.
No,
Oh,
you look
I
like
was
you're having
having
a
a
good
great time.
Was there any
might have-
any other inebriants involved?
Yeah, that might have been some. Again, this time of year, my anxiety level is ratcheted up. I got a
Yeah.
temporary card, and
Oh, you did? Is that really a thing?
no, it's not a
Oh,
thing,
okay.
but I still managed
I
to
was like,
procure.
I'll do that.
I need that for the next 2 weeks until it's actually they're going to be counting ballots thanks to Pennsylvania's cockamamie law until that Saturday after the election.
I know. It's what the
I have to
professor
say
said
this,
today.
The only guy that is a more disgusting eater than you are is Harvey.
Oh,
Bianco.
Harvey. Yeah, Harvey.
Yeah.
I remember
Harvey's
Harvey
something.
used to come on our show when I was doing morning remotes out here with Lubie at Gulfstream Park on the radio, and Harvey would come out for a segment. And I remember one time they had like a 2 for $5 thing going at Burger King. Oh no,
croissants.
it's Dunkin' Donuts where they had the croissant, and so I get a couple of these, and I had to wear like a hazmat suit. I've never seen a guy talk more with his mouth full and spray more food than Harvey Bianco.
At least
Until we met you, but Harvey eclipses anything you do.
I might shovel
Anyway.
food in my mouth during a show, but apart from when I try to cram 50 deviled eggs in my mouth at one time, you really don't need a hazmat suit sitting next to
No.
me. I
Still
hope.
the single most disgusting scene we've had
That
on
was
the show
rough.
here.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny, but
That was rough.
I love those guys
it
at
was
Batch
funny,
because
yeah.
they
They
Yeah,
egg you on.
they
They
encourage
literally egg you
they
on.
egg me on. Hey, it's contest time.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet.
And continuing on the Oktoberfest theme, again, the Oktoberfest is going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Let's see if I play to the holiday or whatever the festivities are.
I
The
think
thing
I
is,
know
we
the name
mentioned
of
a
the
lot of
restaurant
German
already.
places,
I
so
know
I'm
the
hoping
name
you go
already.
off the board.
Oh, there's a couple that come
But
to mind
do you
right
We
know-
away.
mentioned a lot.
Do you know the sports angle, which is one of the clues that Sarni told me about? And I didn't realize it until he sent me a link and a picture of this
Well,
whole
we have
thing.
to have an in-show meeting though during the show.
Yep.
Sarni,
Oh, Sarni, you. Yeah,
Oh,
Sarni.
we love the guy, like you said.
I love him. He's just
But
insane.
enough already of the Sarni influence. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
no.
insane.
Sarni may as well be Svengali to you. I mean, it's
He
like you're Bo
brings-
Derek. I mean,
He brings an interesting dynamic
That
to
is an
my
a good way to
he's
put it.
crazy.
All right.
We
He is
know
crazy.
this.
Of course, he's crazy,
He
but
is crazy.
you think I'm quite
You're
sane?
pretty crazy too. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, so let's get
it's
going.
time for this week's Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 pounds Sunday brunch giveaway.
Yeah.
Just have to email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia question, along with your horse selections for this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is going to be race number 9, and it's a 13-horse field for now. There's
should
one
eliminate some
also
people, yeah.
eligible. It's numbers 1 through 13. You pick one number, and then this week we get back to the NFL tiebreaker because the Dolphins are back in action, maybe unfortunately. But you send you're going to be giving me the winner and margin in the Dolphins-Colts game. And you're going to send those 3 elements to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. Noon, not 2 p.m.,
Yeah.
not 5 p.m.
Mayo, this is my third wine that's come to the table.
That's
so-
good.
She asked. I was like, why not? It's
And-
it's a Friday.
It's a Friday. And it's
I
a
did a
beautiful-
mini walk of life, but I have to say, if you could book the Weatherman's Action, we've been saying
Oh,
this
the
for years.
rain.
When I saw at the beginning of the week, every day was
Blustering.
sunshine. Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Bright sun,
Ain't
beautiful
today.
weather. I go outside, there's 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Nah,
Blustery. It was a
Oh,
blustery
unbelievable.
day.
today.
All right. So again, to go over the contest race, the 9th race is a 65,000 maiden special 2-year-old fillies scheduled for a mile on the turf course. There's always the possibility that it might be moved to the all-weather course. And if you get a
Which
horse,
affects you how?
well, if you pick a horse that is scratched, let's say you pick the number 13 and it scratches, you get the post-time
You get the favorite at least.
All right. And again, there are a couple of big of those Florida Stallion Series races on tap tomorrow.
I go way back with that series. I love it.
But both of those races are small fields with prohibitive odds-on favorites. So I figured that would be too easy.
Yeah, that's cake.
So I went to a maiden
I
special.
think Smile is going to win.
That's a wide open race. Wide open 9th race, numbers 1 through 13. All right, are you ready? And again,
Let's
the
get
Dolphins
rocking
Colts
and rolling.
game is CBS 1 p.m. on Sunday.
German restaurants.
Give me
there's only
the
2 places I can
Dolphins
think of.
or Colts with the victory margin. All right, and if multiple entrants have all 3, then there'll be a
Then we'll do a
tiebreaker
hat.
on Monday.
But we haven't had to do
All
the
right.
hat in a while.
The
which-
rules are posted.
For this week's restaurant, guess
There.
what we're celebrating? Oktoberfest
There
with
you go.
full steins and hearty plates. Here's the
Okay.
clues.
Here we go.
This German restaurant and Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale
Okay, I got it.
has been serving hearty platters of Teutonic cuisine since 1981, and it's also known for a pretty good prime rib. I haven't been there in maybe ever, which
Okay.
is
I think
me and
that's the
Val
one
are
I
going to be.
haven't been.
Val and I are going to rectify that. We've been to the other one in Pompano.
Yeah,
We've been to the
that's
one
the
in
one
Fort
I've been
Lauderdale.
to.
I used to go to Bavarian Village, which was in Hollywood.
I
And
think
I
I
love
pass
that
this one
place.
every time we go to the Keel.
What's that? Oh,
I
you
think I
pass
pass
it.
this
Yeah,
every time we go
you
to
do.
the Keel.
You do. All right. So again, that's number 1. That should make it pretty
Well,
easy.
what was the first clue? Repeat that for me.
German restaurant, Commercial Boulevard.
Oh,
Since
okay, yeah.
81.
Has been serving hearty platters of Teutonic. You know what
And the
Teutonic
prime
means?
ribs. No, I don't know
Teutonic,
that word at all.
what? It's another one of your big
It's like
words.
German. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Since 1981,
And they do
also known
prime
for a
rib
good
as well.
All right, here comes the sports clue, which I didn't know about
Okay.
until
Okay.
my Svengali influenced me.
Who's your
The
Svengali?
family-run restaurant has changed ownership several times through the decades,
Oh, yeah?
and it was co-founded by German soccer star Gerd Müller,
Oh,
a
Gerd Müller.
former Bayern München striker and World Cup MVP. They call it the Ballon d'Or. But he finished his
I
career.
think it's like the golden slipper or something.
Yeah,
The
something
golden
like that.
boot.
The Golden
Yeah.
Boot. Okay, but he was a Golden Boot winner,
Golden slipper.
former striker that was
I
a
was
big
at the golden
star.
slipper last night, Mayo.
There you go.
Cheeks were hot.
Gerd Muller, who founded this restaurant, finished his career playing 3 seasons for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers of the
Yes.
North American Soccer League back when soccer was huge and Pele was playing here. So Gerd Muller
Did you have
finished.
to cover the strikers?
No, but Sarni did. Sarni covered
Sarni
Gerd
covered
Muller,
Sarni did.
which
Okay.
is
of course,
why he gave me that tidbit and sent me a photo of him standing in front of the restaurant. Now, unfortunately, Gerd Muller he moved back to Germany, sold the restaurant, had some alcohol abuse issues, rehabbed, became
Which
an
I'm
assistant
experiencing
coach. Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah. We should
But
toast that
Gerd
one,
Muller
Mayo, man.
actually did clean his act up, became an assistant coach for his former club, Bayern Munich, and but then unfortunately was stricken with dementia and Alzheimer's and passed away, I think, in
Gerd Muller did?
2022.
Wow.
Yeah, a few
And
years
he
back.
owned this place?
He was the one who founded it. He had some partners, but
See,
they
I-
put his name on it in front of the other name that is now known by.
Now,
It was
now
known as
you've thrown
Gerd
it more
Muller's.
into question for me. I mean, I thought I had this right away.
Now you still have it right away. I'll show you the
Yeah.
picture after the show.
All
right.
I think I'm going to stick with my first
Clue
opinion.
number 3. Literally, the restaurant name means a small cupboard or recess in a wall of a church in which holy oils for sacraments are stored. But I imagine the cupboards here mostly house beer steins and mustard for wurst and pretzels.
Don Jaffe's. Like it's across from Zuccarello's.
Yeah. Good luck and happy weekend. And don't forget, we've got the Oktoberfest tasting.
Is the Jaffe man eliminated from this week's contest? 'Cause
No,
it's
he's
one
I
of
don't
still
those-
think he is. His
eligible.
wife is.
We
but-
did not.
How do
he's
they do that? There's a little bit of a fugazi thing. It's kind of like the 12 men on the
Yes,
field
it's what
rule.
Joanne Rosen
Yeah,
is not happy
where
about.
they
Is
take
that
time off the clock.
you
even
can
though
have
you're
anyone in your family go, and you get to go with them. Yes, it is a little, as you like to say,
Beige aware of these
fugazi.
discrepancies
Yes,
in the contest.
Mayo in the bylaws made it allowed, so we
one
haven't
person,
changed it.
one vote. One adult person, one entry into a contest.
Just get your whole family
Family
to do it. We're
members
not
are-
against it. So.
All right, but here's the rub, and I'm sorry for those who think it's like unfair. When one of those
A lot of
family
think the
people
contest is
win,
rigged, Yeah.
what invariably
They usually bring
happens,
other people.
they
to pay for
bring
it.
more paying guests.
Yeah.
When they come to redeem their prize, especially during the brunch.
No,
batch.
no, it's good.
So if we have Jaffe's or Coke coach.
The coaches, yeah,
The
they
coaches,
kosher.
You know, they
kosher.
come with tables
The two
of
people
seven.
that
but
win
they
every
bring
week.
people. No, but they bring people. I appreciate
Lubie
it.
and I have dealt with
As
this.
opposed-
We've
They
been
don't
running the
chintz.
trivia contest forever, and the same guy wins every
As
week.
opposed to Sarni, when Sarni wins, he just brings his phone and he looks at it the whole time
Stop it,
watching
Sonny.
the
Sonny's not the most
WNBA game.
Oh, look, Luca Panici making a move here
Luka.
on the 9. Watch this.
Luka.
Luca.
Meanwhile,
I just
I've been
talked to my friend. He said he had no shot. Look at this. He's going to sweep
Well,
the
I'm
field.
sure he might. And
Yeah.
I've been on a hot streak at Keeneland, and if it wasn't for Gurgle's terrible tip yesterday, he finished second.
Sorry to be
okay.
distracted.
How
Come
bad-
on, Luca.
how bad of a
Which
tip
one?
could it be?
Which one is
Yeah.
Luca? Number
9 ball.
9.
Yeah.
9? All right, 7-2.
I just talked
The
to my
nine's
friend
coming
who
on.
loves Luca.
Look at that 9.
He said no
Yeah,
word
Holy
whatsoever.
crap! Look at Luca.
And he's got an 18th one shot. Do you
Is
have him wheeled in the
is Luka
exotic?
I
riding?
have nothing on him. Of
Oh,
course.
you don't have
Jesus.
money on it? Oh, Defo.
He's like me with generous
But
tipper.
I root for my friends.
Yeah, he's riding it.
I root.
Oh, good
Luka
for Luca.
Panici, yeah.
Holy
As-
crap!
You know, it's
We love
some
Luka.
things that's staring you in
We
the
just
face.
watched this go by without
And he
having a
killed it. He
nickel
came
on
out
it.
of
And when
hard,
you're
yeah.
when it's staring in your
What a ride.
face and you
That's
don't
annoying.
have a dime on it,
That's
don't
how
you,
it happened.
you feel like an idiot. I did it earlier
That's how
this
it
week
happened.
with generous tipper,
Well, he wasn't going to win if you put money on it.
and
Oh my God!
and it's
Luka
like
Panici.
my old
That's good.
friend
Good for Luka.
Bonnie's late husband Richie used to say when there was something so obvious and you didn't have it. He said, "What? You need a building to
I
fall on
guarantee you,
you?
I get a phone call within
Do
a
you
second.
need a
Yeah, for
building
you
to
should.
fall
Oh,
on
Francesco
you?
must be getting.
Come on." So, all right, we got to take our final
I got to
break.
tell this guy to lose.
We've
my
had a
number.
lot of
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
So wait a minute. So where do we stand with this thing? You gave the clues.
Those are all the clues.
All right.
Have another glass.
No, it isn't that. I can't believe it. While the chef was on, I talked to my friend
Right.
Francesco, a great buddy's
Right,
introduced
and
me
he
to
didn't
Luke
win,
Panici.
Francesco.
And you're
I
here.
said, "Hey, you hear anything about this 9 ball?" He says, "Nothing. He don't call me.
Nothing,
Don't talk
yeah.
to me no more."
It's
Those are
when-
the best ones, though.
It's when
Whenever
the-
he vouches for them, they lose.
as every
And
race
I watch
tracker
this
knows.
guy with like a Lafitte pink eye type of
Yeah,
ride.
he-
Get out of here.
it's
He
when
came on
things
and won
when
by
people
3 lengths.
when people go radio silent, and
Yeah,
then
those are the
that's when
best
they're
ones.
cold watering you, and that's when you go to
Yeah,
the windows.
That's
and
when
look
you
up-
know you're down and out and your luck is really going bad. When you
Yeah, they leave
pass
you
on
alone.
this, there he is. Congratulations,
Luka, that's
Panici.
great.
Way to go.
We've had him on the show. We love Luca.
Oh my God, man.
All right, before the final break, I got to talk about Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Wait, I got to
It's
go
coming
in
up.
the bathroom
Go
here
do
and
what you
gargle
gotta
with some kind of
Cyanide.
cyanide or something.
Visit Lauderdale Food Wine, VLFoodWine.com. Right after the holidays, it's coming up in the middle of January. It's a action-packed week of all the food and drink and hospitality, starting with the great kickoff dinner at Reno's Heritage Restaurant. That's going to be on that Monday.
Where's
January
Reno
13th.
been?
I
We haven't
talked
heard
to him
from
yesterday.
in a
He
long
wished me
time.
happy birthday, and we're
Okay.
going to have him on next week.
Gotta have him on.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
love
Hockey
Reno.
season is here, but
Yep.
but the whole week is stacked
Yeah,
with
it's a
great
party.
stuff. Go online, VLFoodWine.com. Check out the full events. They got a new one on the menu for this year. Sunday morning, there's going to be, or actually Sunday, I think at noon, a Sunday brunch. That's a new ticketed event that's going to have some great brunch items and some great brunch libations. VLFoodWine.com. Check it out. It makes the perfect gift for the food lover in your life.
Luca!
That's amazing.
All right, let's take that final break and we'll wrap up this week. It's been a good one. Any week that has multiple
Yeah, yeah.
servings
so
of
much
stone
I mean,
crabs.
the highlight of the week was you shoveling down that chicken
Oh, the
Big Mac or whatever the hell that was.
That was terrible, but it got a lot of views, and that's all we care about. It's like the
We got to
news,
get that
it's
guy
like
on
the
the
news
show. though.
media and a certain candidate.
You
They
have to
just
get
want
that
the
guy on the
clicks.
show. Cabrera, I think was his last name. The guy that owns the 18 McDonald's. That's
Oh,
a
the
great,
yeah, no, I'll
that's
look
a
into
great
it. I'll look
story
into
in
it.
the
That will
food
work.
industry. It really is.
All right, more from 10 Palms.
And
after
Luca
this.
Panici, thank you very much.
Good
Luca.
job for you, Luca.
Yeah.
When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam. He's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-face smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen. Delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox again. Get those contest entries in. Get those reservations, RSVPs for the Brunch Bash next Sunday, the 27th. Get those in. One email address does it all. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com.
What's the deadline? Yeah, because
Well,
it's,
for the
it's
contest?
a hard deadline.
Oh no, it's 12 noon,
Contest?
that's it.
12 noon tomorrow, Saturday.
All right.
For the Brunch
I think you
Bash,
can walk. Oh, brunch bash.
next
Next
Friday
week.
at this time, where I want them all the reservations in before the show at noon.
And,
next
and,
Friday
and
for the
Oktoberfest, I
brunch
think you
bash.
can walk up and get
They
tickets.
will
but
be some tickets
I think they're cheaper
available.
if you buy it ahead of time. So why not buy it
Yeah,
ahead of
they
time?
usually have a little bit of a surcharge at
You
the
guys
door.
are both on the scene here.
I'm going.
What, tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'll be
Coming
here.
right back.
These are
I'll
fun.
be here
These are
about
just a
noon.
Right
blast.
back. Nice.
Every taste of the track has been so fun.
I'm
Like,
sick of stone crab. I need some sausages. in
You're
my life.
sick of stone crab?
I don't believe that for
All
a
right, I might
second.
grab the other one.
It's all yours. I got stone crab. I'm going to develop.
Luby's got to bring some to Shirley.
I'm
That's
worried
pretty
about
much-
some gout. I'm
unless
being
you guys
eating
want
so
them.
many stone crabs and having some
You
champagne.
too with the gout,
and,
that's true.
You know,
You'll be
it's been a good week.
Yeah, it's been a great
It's
week.
been a great life.
There you go.
Right now, and and you know what? I'll keep telling myself, no matter what happens in 2 weeks,
Oh,
somehow we'll survive.
just vote. That's all I
Maybe.
keep telling people. Whatever
That's it.
side you're on,
That's
just vote.
dicey.
That's it. How about that Pennsylvania legislature not allowing them to open early ballots to start tabulating them before
You should be back
election
in
night?
political writing. Mail.
Because
He
all
would
it does
shoot
is
Why-
so
why- I
He would
confusion.
lose his mind though. He
the
couldn't
Sun
deal with
Sentinel
this.
doesn't need somebody to do this stuff. Come on.
Probably.
They need somebody.
They
Can
need
they
to bring you
afford
back.
somebody? That's the
That's
question.
They brought back Perk. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
Harvey's looking for a job.
play hard to get, you know.
Chandel's doing well on his
look,
own.
I've
We're
Carl,
doing okay.
look
You
at
found
this
a
Nothing
life.
lane.
there. No, we
You
destroyed
found a
this.
lane.
We really
do
destroyed
I
found
want
a
to be
lane.
destroying? I mean, do I want to be like
Stressing
batting
out
my
and
head against the
yelling.
wall, writing all this politics stuff and dealing with all kinds of hate mail and email.
Or eating a
When
chicken
I
Big
could be-
Mac.
You always deal with hate, man.
Well, that's
Even on Let's Eat Self Lard. I mean,
Well,
I mean, it's better to be loved than feared.
Oh, you know what? One last quick thing.
Yeah.
And not that this relates to anything that happened this week. Let's say you're in a bar. Let's say you're a bartender or an owner of a bar.
Okay.
And maybe there's a little bit of a service snafu and the bartender's not there. If a patron actually went behind the bar or leaned over the bar to serve and draw their own beer,
that's not good.
what is that? An immediate 86 getting tossed out of the?
Never
You
come
get-
back to this place again.
I feel like you get kicked out, right? Like
I
Unless
think it
you're
would
like a
be an
friend of the
automatic
place.
86. You get kicked out for the night, or maybe even depending on the circumstances,
I
longer.
would think. Listen, it's under the heading of lose my number. I mean, just don't
Yeah,
come
you don't
back.
do that.
that you don't do unless it's the lunchbox
So
and
much
we're
stuff
in your
happens.
restaurant and it's not open yet, and we need to get
Yeah,
our
well,
own
We
beer.
don't think about all the different things that people do in restaurants. I mean, it's posted on Let's Eat Something. Oh my God, they made a mistake. They brought me the wrong thing. The stuff that goes on is mind-boggling.
Oh, for sure.
Well, if you're behind a bar, which a Mustang is a couple of nights a week at Fishtails, and some of the stuff that goes on that she tells me about, you would think,
Oh, yeah.
wow, my God, it's amazing that somebody doesn't get killed.
And I've been hearing all these kind of horror stories, or it's unbelievable what people have been doing, and it seems to be getting worse
Yeah,
It's
lately.
like the
way
airlines, right?
worse.
You never used to see somebody punch out like
No.
a
But-
flight attendant.
But it's like
crazy.
it's just rule number one of etiquette. When you're at a bar, you don't reach over. You don't grab a bottle and pour your own booze.
You're not
you
at
don't.
home. Yeah.
You don't go to the tap and fill your own beer.
It doesn't even make sense. Why would you
It'd
think
be
to
like
do
if
that?
I went over to the mutual
Or
clerks
tell
here
her, yeah.
and
No,
just started
you
punching my
could
own
probably
tickets.
get away with it. You probably could get away with it. You are
Anyway,
Mike Mayo. Yeah.
Not that it bears any resemblance to events or people
No.
real or imagined. I just wanted to.
It's just
float that.
weird. Like who does that?
No, it's not cool.
No,
I
it's
mean, it
not
really
cool.
is.
So
It would be like me getting up on stage at the Funky Biscuit and
God,
taking over
Graham.
for the drummer, even though he was far superior than anything I could ever have done in my lifetime, and saying, "Hey, I'm playing tonight.
It's all
Go,
good.
believe yourself."
Oh, I didn't give our weekly shout out to Tropical Acres. Great place to go for happy hour on a
Yeah, even
Friday
today.
or for a
Kicking butt.
weekend. Again, they're open every day but Sunday, and they're a great place to go for the greatest value or a twin lobster special. Let's say they're going to have some stone crabs in there as well. I know Jack
Oh,
is
nice.
always mindful of that. They offer it as an appetizer or a main course, but while you still get the chance to get your twin New England lobsters for $39 for two of them. I say, why not go with the value? And then in the heart of stone crab season, when the lobsters are gone, you could wade into those waters or get yourself a prime rib, filet mignon, or some of their great meats.
The Twin Lobster Special goes for how long now?
Fantastic.
It goes till about November 15th, right
Oh,
before
really?
Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
shit. Oh, shoot.
there's only about a
Yeah.
month left.
I didn't realize it was like that.
Oh, yeah.
I had
God, we
somebody
need to
ask
get in
me
there.
about it. Where can I get this kind of deal? And I said Tropical Acres, and he said, "Well, how much is it? $69.95." I said, $39.
$39
Shoot,
with
we
a
need to-
salad and a side.
We need to get
dish.
in there and do
You
a.
can't get that
And
value.
besides, I
anyplace.
mean, the tough
I don't know
part.
if we have a month.
Lubie has a tough time choosing sides, because he likes them all, and the
100%.
same with me.
Yeah, no.
But wow, I'm grabbing a baked potato and some
I'm
of
a
that
cream spinach guy,
Yeah.
so it's all good.
Another Chris Finch is
All right,
fantastic.
go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We love the Studio Alley family. Or go
Thanks to
somewhere
Joe
else this
Beja, man.
weekend.
Joe.
Just
Nice.
enjoy
Yeah.
Joey
yourself.
Napa. Joe's in Napa, so good for him.
And
I
we'll
ate like I was going to the chair.
Yeah,
I ate
we
like that
pounded
guy in
today.
Texas.
All right.
I hope he at least got the good meal out of
Let's
that.
go, Mets. You got to believe, even though
Yeah, it
it's a
doesn't look
very
good.
fine
Doesn't look
line
good.
to you got to believe.
I didn't
to-
realize they still did the 2-3-2
Yeah.
at this stage.
Yes,
And
people
I'm
were giving me
thinking,
bad
wow.
information earlier this week. It's not 2-2-1-1-1. It's 2-3-2. So the Mets do
World
have,
Series is not that way, is it?
I don't know anymore. It's all I
Yes,
know.
Sarni.
It's going to be snowing somewhere soon. But let's
Imagine
go,
if
Mets.
Minnesota in an outdoor stadium was still in the World
In
Series.
Cleveland.
Fine line between you got to believe and you got to bereave.
Yeah.
I hope we're not burying the Mets.
Oh,
Come
by Monday.
uh,
Yeah.
Monday,
They
but,
probably just buried him.
You guys are screwed.
but go
But
Yankees,
good
go
for
Mets.
my friend Dylan, man. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, your guy.
Yeah, you can pull for a big ticket. Why not?
Yeah, room for him.
And that's it. Enjoy every stone crab. Enjoy every sandwich.